everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. Today we're not going to do a full rock from start to finish. I just wanted to give you guys a few tips about whether or not you can use colored pencils on rocks. People ask these kind of questions a lot. My biggest tip for you is if you've got an art supply and you're curious, start with a small rock, do a design, try to seal it and see if it works. Obviously some supplies will work better than others, but almost any kind of craft medium can go on a rock, especially if you're giving it as a gift. If you're hiding it outdoors, sometimes you have to be a little more careful. So today I'm going to show you how to make a fun base coat on a rock using colored pencils. And as you can see here, I base coated this rock with colored pencils, and then I used a paint pen over the top. So you can really blend well with colored pencils on a rock. This Christmas tree, 2 different shades of green on there, and you're able to blend them together. I'm gonna start doing this rock here. I'm just gonna have it fade from dark to light in the center. So I'm gonna start coloring this in. I want the center to be pretty light. Now the thing when you're using colored pencils, if you have not worked with colored pencils in years or ever, you do want to work with a nicer quality colored pencil because it's going to have a more oily consistency to it. So it's going to go on a bit more smooth. I'm using Prismacolor Scholar Edition because they had them actually on clearance the last time that I was at the office supply store. So I snagged them. I've used regular Prismacolors a lot over the years in art classes and such, and they're always such good quality. And these ones are actually very affordable. The Scholar one I think is meant for children to use a bit more too. So the tips are a little bit harder and they're a little more affordable. Standard Prismacolor pencils can be a little bit more expensive, so you won't feel as bad taking them straight to a rock if you didn't pay an arm and a leg for them. So when you're coloring with your colored pencils, use a light hand at first to kind of base out where you want your color. I'm planning on using this rock to write the word peace on. So I just want to have a nice blue background. And you start with kind of a lighter hand, and you'll slowly build up the weight or how much pressure you're using with your pencil as you're filling in. So I've got just a very light layer here. I'm going to lift it up and you can still see rock through in a lot of places there. And that's going to allow you to add a little bit more shades of color and allow you to kind of blend a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of white here directly to the center over my blue and see how it just kind of blends right in. I'm not going to get a harsh white, but I do want this center to be nice and light under my word. There we go. Just like that. And actually, just like my pen, I'll doodle off the tip of my white because I don't want blue. See that blue on there? If you kind of just doodle it off so you don't end up taking blue the next time you're trying to use white onto whatever you use these for next. Now I'm kind of going to start using more of a circular motion to kind of be blending a bit more with the second layer. And you can tell the difference already. And I'll bring it up closer so you can kind of see. I'll do half of the rock at a time. So the more layers you put on, as you can see, you see less and less rock. And you'll start to fill in those gaps. Now I'm going to take the darker blue and I'm just going to do half this rock first so you can really see the difference. And again, I'm using kind of circular motions here so you can kind of blend and pull in the colors. And I would say I'm using about a medium pressure at the moment just to kind of start the blending. There you go, and then you can lighten up right over the top and just blend and slowly, heavier and heavier, and when you get to your edge you can go heavier because you want to fill that in almost all blue. Well, in this case blue. Just like so. There we go. And see, we've got about half that rock. See how much more blended we've got it there than this initial side. So I'm going to do the other half now. Normally I would do the whole thing at once. I just wanted you to really see the difference once you start to blend them together there. I'm going to speed up on this second side just a little bit because I've already seen that. And you'll see just how easily you can make this nice faded background, and it actually is a really smooth surface when you're done. which makes it great for doing hand lettering over the top of. And the ink on my pen went on nice and smooth. This is only one coat, obviously a second line when I needed thicker lines. But for the most part, you're able to get it a nice smooth coat because it won't absorb into this colored pencil. All right, so now that I've got the beginning there, you can even take, my finger's still a little red from doing this one, so I'm gonna use a different finger. You can even take your finger and kind of blend over the top of it in a circular motion. And then you can kind of really see that this will blend together and get a nice shine to it too. And you'll see some of it will even come off on your finger, see? But you can really get those edges blended together. And you've got a beautiful base coat for your rock. So I'm gonna leave this just like this. I'm going to get my practice sheet out and practice the word peace a few times, and I'll probably make a video of doing that hand lettering as well for you. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this. So go ahead, grab your colored pencils, take them to a rock. Depending on the style of rock you have is how they'll go on. This actually, I didn't blend this one with my finger, but it still ends up really smooth. This rock is a little bit more coarse, but you can get them in there and really blend them together. Just remember, you continue to go over it with layers of your colored pencil until you like the way that it looks. So I hope you guys all give this a try. If you do, come back and share in the comments below your colored pencil creations. Everybody have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.